Good day, awesome YouTubers. It is Lyman16 here again for another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. And on this today's discussion, I wanted to talk to you guys about a recent topic involving the latest manga chapter of Dragon Ball Super, and that is really the power-ups in really not just Dragon Ball Super, but of the whole Dragon Ball franchise in general. So today I'll be talking about not only the power-ups, but mostly I'll be talking about if they're consistent and what happened to change that in recent events. So first of all, I gotta mention here, yeah, there's gonna be some spoilers if you haven't seen the entirety of Dragon Ball Super so far, or if you're not even caught up with the old Z days or even Dragon Ball. I'd suggest you go watch all, at least all three series, and come back, watch this video, and we'll discuss it together. And if you're not caught up with Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 20, I'll be talking about some of that as well in this video. So I want to begin here by talking about the power-ups, and what I mean by that is I'm going to be talking about the zenkai boosts, or it's really a fan term, but the zenkai boosts, it's really just to denote a Saiyan, a Saiyan, I should say, Saiyajin no power, or Saiyan power. What it is, it's an ability of the Saiyans race that when they have dealt certain damage, or they receive damage, excuse me, not really dealt damage, but when they receive lots of damage, when they're at the brink of death, and then if they manage to survive that, and when they heal up, they obviously get much stronger. I'm pretty sure everyone who knows anything about Dragon Ball Z, or Super, knows about this, but that's not really what I want to talk about. What I wanted to talk about here is Manga Chapter 20. This is an interesting thing because in Manga Chapter 20, we see Black going his Super Saiyan Rose form, and I think it's either him or Trunks, I'm not sure, but I think he comments on how he can become stronger, and basically it's when Zamasu took over Goku Black's body. He essentially, it's like the Zenkai factor kind of quote unquote rebooted in a way, in a sense, because early on in the manga chapter, Trunks says to Vegeta, I believe, or he says to Goku, anyway, he mentions that Vegeta cannot become much stronger, and of course he's kind of theorizing this, but Trunks says that Vegeta cannot become a lot stronger because of the fact that he and Son Goku have been training for so dang long that their bodies is essentially kind of, I don't know, their Zenkai power has kind of decreased in a way. It's kind of gotten minimal, not to say that it doesn't exist, although it does. And I was actually one of those people who, I actually thought that Toriyama forgot all about the Zenkai boost in the Buu Saga, because I know when Cell used it in the Cell games, that still, I know it existed, and so I thought it just kept being in use in the Buu Saga, but that's obviously not correct. There was a certain line in the Buu Saga about Gohan that I won't really get into because I don't have the manga chapter on hand, but he says, I think it's Dende, or to someone to that effect, saying that like Gohan couldn't get any stronger or whatever, but that's not really related to this. Zenkai boosts are still around, and they have been around, somewhat in Dragon Ball Super, not to a great extent. I think it was most notably in the the filler arc, or quote unquote, I should say, filler arc. I think after the Botavu stuff, it's basically, I'm referring to the episode where Goku is fighting Beerus in his base form, and he's kind of holding his own on Beerus. Now, whether you want to say that, first of all, it's an in-betweener episode, and number two, Beerus was holding a tremendous amount of ki, holding it back against Son Goku, you can make that assumption there. But essentially, I think that obviously Goku got a lot stronger, since the Battle of Gods era and all that. He trained for 3 years with Vegeta in the Room of Spirit and Time, but but that's not really Zenkai. The thing about Zenkai is you have to get beat up and then come back. if you look at in the Black arc, when Goku is fighting against Zamasu, actually it's really Vegeta and Trunks fighting against Zamasu. Um, it's actually Goku who fights them, or who fights Zamasu, and he essentially he's in his Super Saiyan Blue form, but it's really interesting because he is actually able to hold it back. He's actually able to hold it back, and this is really interesting because it took the combined efforts of both Vegeta and Trunks to, kind of get the same effect, fighting Zamasu's Seinaru Gekirin, or his Holy Wrath. And Goku alone is able to do this. Now, he got kind of defeated by Black earlier in the fight, so, you could say that is Zenkai. Um, I mean, you could say that. It might be, but who knows? Maybe it's just Goku's willpower. I mean, we all know that Goku has a crap ton of willpower, so uh, I wouldn't really be surprised if, Goku really did get it. But going back to the whole Future Trunks and Vegeta thing, Vegeta earlier on in Dragon Ball Super, I think it's episode 30, he says to Goku, and these are the Crunchyroll subs, by the way, why go to such lengths? We are already nearing the limits of our strength, or nearing limits in strength. And when I first saw this episode 30, I was kind of intrigued by this because I thought, wait a minute, what the heck? Can Saiyans not get any stronger? Do they not have Zenkai power? Can their ki not increase? Well, I think it can, but it just won't. It's kind of diminished to the point where they can get stronger, but not. It's not really a lot stronger. Now I don't really know if this correlates back to kind of an older video or older interview that Toriyama had. And go look it up on Kanzenshuu. I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain it's there. Basically, Toriyama said, about the whole. I think they asked him, about the power relation between Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus, and Toriyama in that interview, he kind of says something along the lines of, he doesn't have any plans for Goku nor Vegeta to surpass Beerus. I don't know if the whole Zenkai thing correlates to that, but it could be. Um, it's pretty plausible. Again, we don't really know the exact manuscript that Toriyama writes for these episodes, nor really do we know it for the manga. We obviously know that for both anime and manga, he kind of writes a general manuscript, and then either Toei or Toriyama adapt it into their own kind of version, and that's why the anime and the manga sometimes differ greatly. But yeah, guys, I mean, let me know in the comments below your ideas about the whole Zenkai thing. My final thoughts on this whole thing are, can Goku and Vegeta get stronger? I still say yes. I still think they can get Zenkai boosts, but it won't be significant anymore. I think the way they're going to have to get stronger is via training and, other techniques and stuff. I don't think Toriyama is going to so much heavily rely on the whole Zenkai, because if you remember in Dragon Ball Z, the whole thing that Zenkai really was is just a plot point for the main heroes to get to the level of the main villains. Take for example the whole fight with Frieza. I mean, I thought he was kind of BS. Really, the whole Vegeta was like, I don't know, he was like barely like Jace level or something, and then he got defeated. When he was in I forgot how he got defeated. I think it was Bazarban. Yeah, it was Zarban. Man, I gotta rewatch the whole Frieza arc. But essentially, later on, he was fighting, Frieza at power level of 500, excuse me, and 30,000 plus. And when Goku got beat up, when he was as Ginyu by Krillin and Son Gohan, his son, he went into the rejuvenation chamber, and he came out, and he was already like, millions of power level and fighting on Final Form Frieza. Again, it's just a plot point to make characters stronger than the other. you know, I mean, it's a little bit prevalent. It's somewhat prevalent in the black art, but it's more, I guess, defined in the manga, and that's kind of why I like the manga sometimes better than the anime. I know I'm going off of a tangent here, but just real quickly, I want to mention, you know, why the manga is sometimes better than the anime. And a perfect example of this is the whole zenkai thing, where, you know, Trunks stating about the zenkai, or even in the Universe 6 arc, when, you know, I think Whis was stating how Vegeta had like less than 10% of his power when he goes Super Saiyan Blue to fight Hit because he already fought Kaba. Those kind of minor details I really enjoy. But overall, guys, I have to say that yes, Saiyans can still get Zenkai and power-ups, but not to a significant degree. And will they ever surpass Beerus? Who knows? So that's all for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that little discussion video. Leave your comments down below. Thank you all for watching and subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay awesome, everybody, and have a good one.